Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Josh, man. Welcome to the Good Guys Podcast. As usual, just waiting on Brandon to survive the cyber warfare and get to us live here. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're watching this live, do me a big favor, man. Share this broadcast to as many people as you can. As we get Brandon involved here, hope you guys having a great week so far. We have a great topic or a series of topics for you guys. So we're just waiting on Brandon like I always do. Are you coming, BD? Oh, BD, where you at, bro? I hear you in the headphones, but I don't see you on the screen. There you go. Nah, I still don't see you, brother. There you go. Let me bring you on in here, brother. Let me bring you on in here. Let us come into the house of the Lord. Come on in, Brandon. Come on in to the house of the Lord on this evening.
Yeah.
What's up, BD?
I'm here. Ready to do it.
You stay loud on here, bro. Give me 1 second, bro.
I'll turn the volume down, dog.
Oh. You sound like you trying to spit some bars, dog.
Dog. You know how I do, dog.
Nah, you don't want me to tell the people the lyrics that you had back in college. You want me to let the people know what the bars you was spitting back in college, BD?
They're not ready for all that. Don't worry about that, dog.
BD, you don't need to share with the people the lyrics, dog.
Bro, you ready, bro?
Hey, Born, man, let's get right into it, man. The people are in the house of God right now.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Good Guys Podcast. My name is Brandon Dixon. I'm a happily married man and a humble father of 4. And as always, I am here with none other than the Honorable, the Reverend Joshua Ezzy.
The one and only, BD. How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Hold on, let me turn this volume down real quick.
I'm loud, BD.
Okay. Yeah, you loud, dog. But yeah, man, I'm good. I'm excited. I am actually, after this podcast, going to pick up my parents from the airport. They're coming in to visit.
That's good.
And then we will promptly, my wife and I, will be leaving first thing in the morning for New York City.
Hey.
We will be leaving the kids behind with their grandparents.
Hey, BD.
So it will be a good trip.
Don't put another cake in the oven, BD.
There will not be any more baking at all in this family.
That's good.
We're good. But I'm excited about
brother, if you put another baby in the oven, man, I'm claiming at least 2 of them on my income taxes, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think after 3, it doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, I mean, you can claim a couple if you want.
Hey, appreciate that. I'll talk to you around April.
Okay, will do. But I'll be on my New York.
Just joking, y'all.
So I'm excited to check the city out. There's a lot of good places that I want to eat at. If anybody is from New York or has been to New York and knows of some places that I should go to while I'm there, please drop that in the comments so that because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to be honest. I'm actually kind of terrified.
Of the big city?
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm used to being able to drive around and go where I want to go. In New York, apparently, it's not like that. So I'm going to have to get on the subway.
It's going to be all right. The Lord is with you.
You know,
He is with you,
I'm hoping that
He's Emmanuel, BD. The Lord with you.
There's the possibility of someone trying to pull a jack move, that I'm going to be forced to, my manhood's going to be called into question, on whether or not I'm going to actually defend my wife or not. You don't
have facial hair either, do you? Man.
I don't have facial hair.
Prime target.
I kind of wear my pants. My pants fit kind of snug. So,
just make sure they're not skinny jeans, BD.
Yeah, Kenny just jumped in here, so I'm kind of on the Kenny tip with the Lennies,
Ooh,
boy, Lenny Kravitz.
Boy, them things were so tight, BD. I ain't even gonna clown my brother like that, man. I ain't even gonna clown.
But anyway, yeah, if anybody's from New York, it looks like we've got one in here. So Tabby, if you got any advice for me as I travel to New York, please drop that in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get into the show.
Let's get into it, BD.
All right. So we're going to start off, as usual, with the weekly airing of grievances. And this is something that we discussed last week. But after the podcast, sometimes Josh and I have conversations that are off of the record. Okay? And we discuss a lot of things, and we put things into certain perspectives. We look at different angles that a lot of people don't look at things in. And that's why we ended up starting this podcast. So we had a discussion. We talked about LeBron's school that he is opening.
I try to tell y'all. Some things that are too good to be true aren't true, brother.
I'm not going to go that far. I still think it's an excellent thing that he's doing. But
upon further review,
there are some things that maybe LeBron hasn't taken into account that we think here at the Good Guys Podcast he should be aware of. I hope his people are watching. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're watching the Good Guys Podcast. It would be a good idea.
I think so.
Randy,
Maverick Carter, all you guys.
Maverick, okay, holler at us. We've got some really good advice and some really good things that you might want to take into perspective. So the LeBron James School. You know what? Matter of fact, you're the resident LeBron hater. I'm going to let you kick this off because you brought these things to my attention.
Listen. First off, I'm not a LeBron James hater. I just hold LeBron James accountable. First off, I work at a public school. The question that I posed to Brandon was, did he know that LeBron James was a public school? Brandon thought it was a private school. So everybody seen a little meme that was traveling around, a little meme about LeBron looked like he was giving, I've been to the mountaintop, I've seen the future kind of speech. And then there was words that said free lunch, free snack, free tuition, free travel within 2 miles of the school. I thought to myself, I said, I work at a public school. Every public school has free lunch, free breakfast, free snack. Every public school has free transportation within 2 miles radius because every kid goes to the school that's within their neighborhood. Every public school has free tuition. So I thought to myself, I said, LeBron, that's not a public school. And to come to find out that he's only paying $2 million a year while the taxpayers are paying the rest. Now, that's not even the worst part. All the kids get free bikes. Now, since I grew up in the hood, now listen, BD don't understand this. BD had his bike all the days of his life. But me, who grew up in the hood, you know good and well little Ray that couldn't make it into the school got his eyes on them new bikes. You mean to tell me, I watched the stories, and those kids were smiling when they got their bikes from LeBron. You know good and well those LeBron bikes were snatched off the street before they crossed the street. The school is still in the hood. Little Jimmy got his helmet snatched and his bike. You know, little Ray knew. He was like, I'm going to LeBron school. Him and his mom stood in line, and then you knew the envy and the jealousy that built up in little Ray's heart when he got the words from LeBron. I'm sorry, man, little bro, you ain't going to be able to go to my school. Little man was like, oh, you giving them free bikes? And I see the LeBron James shoes on the wall up there. You don't think those kids going to break in that school and steal those LeBron shoes off the wall? I don't think LeBron thought the security measures all the way through, BD.
That's definitely,
Bruh,
I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that.
Up,
okay.
Go ahead, BD.
In LeBron James' defense, okay, as far as the public schools are concerned, he only put up, what'd you say, 20% or whatever?
$2 million. $2 million.
Okay. That's standard. Okay. That is standard.
Okay. But the press, BD. The press? He got press. He got press like he created a private school and these kids are in residential school. This thing was so hyped. I'm like, bruh, if I was a kid, I wouldn't want to go to that school, man. LeBron James is in LA in his mansion with fences and security measures. I saw a little kid do a little circle with his bike. I shook my head. I prayed for that young man. I said a prayer for that young man because I know that bike ain't going to last with him for so long. And, BD, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I mean, you got me with the bike thing. Like there's no way.
And
Because I mean, not everybody gets into the school. Like,
not
you
no.
know what I mean. So there's kids that wanted to go. You think every kid in the hood didn't want to go to LeBron James' I Promise Academy? Everybody
I know
didn't
them.
get
I
in
know
though. What
them.
about the kids who didn't get
those
in?
those kids that didn't get in said, "I know what I'm gonna promise. I promise to take those bikes.
I promise I'm taking that bike.
I'll take
As
no."
soon as Jimmy comes out from school, run that bike.
Man, you know good and
Okay?
well, man, little Ray Ray was behind the bush, man. And as soon
And
as he got off the premises, and then when the kid gets home, he's going to, not only did he get robbed, he's going to deal with his mom, the mom that wants to sell the bike for the light bill.
that's another angle. Like the kids who don't get their bikes stolen. These are supposedly underprivileged families. Are their parents going to sell that bike? Absolutely.
That
It's
bike,
gonna happen.
just like
It's gonna
that, just
happen.
like that
That
kid,
bike's getting sold.
just like that kid is at risk, that bike is at risk. And I'm
That
telling you,
bike is
that
at
bike is at
risk.
risk because I lived it, BD. Can I tell my story?
Ladies and gentlemen of the Good Guys podcast, I just want to appeal to you right now and just let you know that the story you are about to hear is a story of tragedy and triumph. But it is one that will tug at your heartstrings.
It will.
And I just want to prepare you guys emotionally for what you're about to hear. Go ahead, Josh.
I think it was the Christmas of '96. A great Christmas time.
Such a storyteller.
I think it was.
It was the Christmas of '96.
It was the Christmas of '96. I was a young man. My first, I think it was a 10-speed bike. I was
In
no
'96. The 10-speed went hard.
10-speed. I mean, I had the dual gear changes on both
Ooh,
sides.
with the switches on
With the switches
ooh.
on both sides, so I was ready to go like this. Little Ezzy, little coach was just ready to go like this. When I came out on Christmas Day, I came down the steps, and all the neighborhood kids gathered amongst the yard, and we was ready to ride. But when I came back home from that ride, my mother sat me down. She looked me in my eyes,
I should not be laughing at this story.
and she said, "Son, that basketball goal that we helped set you up, your uncle came over and helped set you up a nice basketball goal in the back, and that bike that you just had a long ride on, we got bills, son. We promise, I promise. We promise to make sure that. And so on that day, I only rode my bike at least 2 times before my mom took that thing back to Walmart. I had to dismantle my basketball goal. I had a basketball goal in the backyard. I was ready to get my jumper right. I was ready to get back going. And all the kids that was like, "Can we hoop on your basketball goal?" had to watch me dismantle it and put it back in the box. Now you already know it's tough to put it back in the box. I had to empty the water out of the bottom. I filled that water. I filled that water container up, and then I had to pour it out. Sad Christmas, man. But that's what I felt those kids. I was like, no, LeBron, don't do it to these kids, man. They ride off that lot just like a car depreciates in value when it leaves the lot. Unfortunately, a bicycle appreciates in value when it goes off the school lot. A kid saw that bike and was like, "Oh, word, that's LeBron James' bike. Yeah, man, it's cool, ain't it? Give me that bike.
Bet. Run it.
Run that bike." And then you got to watch that dude pop willies down the street.
Oh, man. Here's my question. How long before those carefully placed on the walls within the corridors of the school get stolen?
Oh man, they already stole. They're not gonna tell that to CNN. You know good and well that wall is empty, bro. Them Jordans been going since day 3 in school.
I bet you he thought that was a really good idea. He
It wasn't, bro.
Had the news channels there, had them on the news, scanning the walls of the school with the LeBrons there looking fresh. Man, those LeBrons are gone. I don't care how high up on the wall you put them. They'll find a way.
Oh, kids gonna find a way to get up there, man. And I'm like, bro,
they'll get up there.
Like those LeBrons are going number 1, and number 2, like honestly, BD, I would take his life's in jeopardy.
What do you mean? For the bike?
Bruh, we don't listen, bruh. For the bikes, you know good well when little Junior come out to school, he gotta take his polo off. Make sure a target. That polo might be in that neighborhood. That polo has the equal hey, that the Make America Great hat in that neighborhood. If you're wearing an I Promise polo, bruh.
If wearing a polo, period, probably that. Most kids wear t-shirts, hoodies, or whatever. They're probably not wearing polos. So, is that a polo? Then they gonna run up on you, and they're gonna see that it's a I Promise polo. Know what you got.
They already
Like,
know
you know
what
what I'm
you
saying?
got.
They don't even have to count your bread. They don't have to ask you how much you make.
How one kid probably done snatched up 5 bikes. Cause he knows. Oh, you go to that school?
I know.
Okay.
Oh, so you got a bike? I know you got a helmet because that's a safety requirement. So I know they provided you with a helmet. Run that too.
Run that.
Okay. And you know what I need you to do for me? I saw on the news channel where they got you to get those for me too. Or it's gonna be some more problems.
Man. Let's say a prayer for those students right now, BD. Can we say a prayer?
All right, go ahead, Josh.
Heavenly Father, who's up in heaven. They're already at risk, Father, but now LeBron had made them even at more risk. Lord, they made many promises on that first day of school. Many promises was made on that day, but now many hearts have been broken. LeBron promised them that he'll pay their college tuition. But did he promise to make sure they were secured? I pray, Father, that LeBron didn't sign those bikes because those bikes would now increasing me even more value. Lord, be with those children today. Help them know that you promised them life and life more abundantly. Lord, don't let these kids make LeBron their God, but Lord, let them realize you are the Most High. And Lord, if their bikes do get taken, let them know that they'll make it through. On foot. Because they definitely ain't riding no more. But Lord, I thank you for them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Lord have mercy. LeBron.
Thank you, Josh.
Jordan wouldn't have done
it. Heck no, Jordan.
First off, he ain't giving nobody no school.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're not getting any free Jordans. You're paying.
Well,
full retail price.
You guys, every public school has free tuition, has free lunch, has free breakfast, has free snack. I work at a public school. Every public school has free transportation. Every public school is most of them are at risk. And not too many of those kids graduate. Let's pray that those kids do graduate and go to Akron. Hopefully LeBron is still true to his word then.
I'm sure he will be.
Even though it's 10 years away.
It doesn't matter. Okay? He's good for it. But he did get me with the okey doke on the else where he advertised, the free meals and the free, transportation. Like, it looked really dope. And then when you pointed out, like, all public schools have free transportation. Especially called the bus.
It's called that yellow bus, BD, that picks up kids. It's not like they got LeBron custom school buses.
Right.
It's not
the Kia cadenza that he advertises. Like,
these kids are not getting chauffeured. There's no Ubers pickups for these kids.
No.
These kids got to ride that same yellow bus, and that yellow bus gonna get egged once they go down the O Block. Once they get past that neighborhood of we don't have a promise school, they gonna get egged. That bus, man. Listen, I pray for those kids, man, because such hope and joy in their eyes. They were so happy that LeBron gave them a school, and when LeBron left, and the press left, and Fox News, CNN, everybody left. Bleacher Report wasn't there. Overtime has left.
Ray was back there lurking in the shadows.
Ray was lurking in the shadows, saying, "I know I'm gonna get this bike, I'm gonna get their bike, and I'm gonna take your girl." And I'm gonna take your girl I'm gonna let her keep her bike, but I'm gonna take yours and I'm gonna ride with your girl to McDonald's and get her ice cream. Hopefully the machine is working.
All right.
I can't believe y'all fell for that.
Look, man, it's still a great thing that LeBron James is doing. Okay, he started a school, and the kids get, if they graduate, they get free tuition to Akron.
If they're not going to make it past 5th grade because they're going to be so depressed they're going to start selling drugs by 6th grade because they bike got taken. Thank God I had a praying mother. Even though my bike was taken back, my basketball was dismantled, and I had to shoot jump shots at Cochran Middle School. But if it wasn't for the grace of God, I probably would have been selling dope too. They should. I want to see the same energy 10 years from now. I want people to check up on this school to make sure these kids are all right.
They're going to be thriving. They're going to be at Akron University. All right. They're going to be doing big things. And one day they'll be able to buy their own bike. I don't know why he bought bikes. Why do they need bikes if they have free transportation?
Bruh, if you got a free bus, why you get them kids bikes? That's a lot of bikes, bruh. Like, did you get these kids chains to lock their bikes?
Is there security in place?
Is there a tracking on that bike where if that bike gets stolen, that is tracked? Who are these people supporting LeBron? Let me be a part of your school security team. If I was in LeBron's circle, I'd be like, bruh, don't get them kids no bikes.
Maverick, Rich, reach out to us here at the Good Guys Podcast. We will provide you with the things that you don't think about that we do.
Yeah, because they've been rich longer than they've been poor. They lost what it means. I bet you when LeBron was on that private jet half to LA, he was like, dang, I got him bikes, didn't I, Maverick? Dang, bro, we did give him bikes. Dang, bro, the school is still in the hood. It is? Well, at least it was on the news.
Right.
That school served its purpose, BD. It got him good press. But the thinking people, they'll be able to say, you know what? Tabby out. They're going to stay fit all right because they can't ride no more. They got to walk to school. They're going to be running. That bike is long gone. Little juju bug. Man.
I think LeBron definitely had good intentions. I think he is trying to do something positive. It's just certain things that maybe he didn't take into consideration. I probably would have overlooked it too if I was a millionaire and was,
man.
trying to do something positive for the community.
I lived it, bro.
That's very true.
You rode your bike. You lived in a cul-de-sac, BD. There ain't no cul-de-sacs in the hood. If you live in a cul-de-sac in the hood, man, you know your life's in danger.
Wait, why are there no cul-de-sacs in the hood?
Because it's dangerous. There's dead-end streets in the hood, but there's no cul-de-sacs. Dead-end streets. There ain't no cul-de-sacs in the hood. Cul-de-sacs for the rich folk. Oh, look at that. You just curve around gently. Dead end, bro. You can't.
Turn around.
You gotta be in reverse to get out of a dead end street in the hood. But there ain't
cul-de-sac is just nice and inviting. This is the end of the street.
Oh,
go ahead and turn around.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
The street. Turn around.
The street.
Turn around.
The street.
It's over.
Even the street communicates calmly. Cul-de-sac. You just curve. Dead end. Man, I'm about to die. This is that thing hurts.
I'm about to die.
Why they call it a dead end? Can't it just be?
Why can't it just be the end? Why it can't just be the end of the street?
End of the street. Thank you.
Why I gotta hurt?
The street's ending soon. Something like that. Don't tell me there's a dead end, bro. Like, I lived off a dead end street, bro. Like, drugs are sold in dead end streets, BD. It's dark down there, BD. Cars get broken into on dead end streets in the hood. There ain't no code.
On the street sign, like it'll say like at the end, like it's like dead end. Like the green street sign.
The little tip.
So that you like that's to let rich people know.
You don't want to go down there.
It's a dead end street.
That's a dead end street.
Don't go down that one.
Us, we got to turn down there. We say a prayer before we make a right turn in the dead end street. Father God, please let this not be my end. Dead end street is so dangerous, bro, because once you pull in, there is no curve to swerve back to the main road. You got to back up. You got to back out.
You got to pull that 3-point turn, and there's a lot can happen in that 3-point turn.
Listen, every time there's some good guys guidelines to go into a dead end street. Number one, keep your doors locked and windows up. Keep them up. because people love to try to, hey, bro, you got it, something like this. And once you look out your left window door, there's somebody in the right door in the seat with you. By the time you acknowledge the guy over here, someone's in your front seat. You now Uber driver with a gun to your face.
And make sure you do this before you go down the dead end street.
Yeah.
Because if you go down the dead end street and then you try to do it, you can hear that from a while back.
Oh, you hear that
from
click.
A while away.
Oh, that's nothing more
And then
scary.
they might not even been thinking about you.
Now,
once they heard that.
Oh, man, there's nothing worse than being in the hood and they hear that door lock. That is, oh, man, they look at you crazy. Now you in trouble.
Now you're in trouble. Now you got a problem. If
you know you got to go pick up auntie and your little cousin on a dead end street, when you at the red light over there by the Quick Trip on the main road, you lock your door in where nobody can hear you.
Exactly.
Bruh, and if you picking up somebody, tell them to meet you. Soon as I pull up, you gotta be out the door. If you ain't out the door, in 20 seconds I get there, I'm out of there.
I'm out.
I'm good. Nah, bruh, dead end streets are dangerous, BD. I lived on a dead end street. Man, I used to get off the bus at the top of the street. My own bus wouldn't go down the street. So I'm over there, and I used to play the big bass. The band. Oh man, I had to carry that big bass down that long, deadly sidewalk lane. Thank God I wasn't carrying. Thank God back in the day we didn't have no iPads and no carrying no computers and stuff. Nobody ain't gonna steal no bass. That big old wooden thing, I had to carry that thing down the street, open the door, and put the bass in, and lock the door. That's scary, bro. Man, I had a person knock on my door when I was a little kid, man, and I thank God for the Holy Spirit. He gripped me so strongly, bro. Come to find out, the cops came because he had broke in somebody's house down the street. This lady came to me the next day and was like, this guy was a child molester and was probably trying to come get you. Ooh. They arrested him, but if I would have opened that door, who knows where I'll be today. So if you live on a cul-de-sac, hug your cul-de-sac. Just talk to your neighbors and say, man, thank you for being my neighbor on this cul-de-sac. Could have been a dead end, but thank God for life. Where the devil placed me on a dead end street now, hey. So just
my God.
Just lock your doors. Keep your windows up. Don't let them hear you knock your doors. Keep a smile on your face. Don't have no tough looking face. And if you're a big black male, just don't go down the street. Because you may look like somebody they looking for. Listen, typically if you're a black guy with a beard, bald headed, nice line, don't matter if you got dreads. All black people just about look alike. Black men.
83% chance you meet the description of somebody that they're looking for. 83% chance you meet
the description of someone that shot their little nephew 2 weeks ago and they just buried him the other day, and now your car is getting shot up. I have a black Durango, so I avoid the hood at all costs. Because if you drive a black truck, anything, people coming to your door and ask you what you're selling, what you got, why you here. And nah, I'm straight.
Don't come through the hood in that all black, dog.
Nah, bro, you better come. If you're gonna, you better come in something bright. Or the only vehicles that'll make sure you survive in a bad neighborhood is a church van and the ice cream truck. Those are the only two vehicles that are guaranteed in and out safely.
You good.
If you got an ice cream truck, man, the hood loves you. If you a church van, hey, my grandma on that van, boy. Put your grandma on that van, man.
Right.
You come down to any other vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's what LeBron did to these kids. That kid turned that right corner to that dead end street with his new bike, and all of fourth grade that we don't have a promise school was waiting on him.
Anyway, like I said, Maverick, Randy,
holla at your boys. Holla at the good guys.
Holler at the Good Guys podcast. We'll be consultants. We're happy to do it.
It's too late now for your first school, but the next school we got you.
There you go. LeBron, a very big LeBron fan, but Josh pulled me over to the dark side for a second or two there. But
all that hype for nothing. That thing said free to everything that's already free. They put it up there like he was doing something innovative.
And look, man, he's doing great things. All right. Next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to give some advice. So I'm going to New York tomorrow, as I mentioned before. And it's about 5.5 hours from where. So me and my wife will be going on a road trip.
Okay. By yourselves, right?
By ourselves.
Ooh.
It's going to be awesome.
I know it is.
But sometimes road trips can be difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
It's a long time that you have with that one individual. So we're going to talk about Good Guy's Guide to Road Trips with your significant other. And then we're going to parallel it on a broader scheme to our guide to navigating the road trip of life. If you are in a relationship with someone,
gotta preach.
Long term.
That's good. That's good.
So we're talking like a marriage or a relationship that is leading to a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about that. First thing we're going to start with is the actual road trip in the short term. So we've got some tips. All right. Josh, do you have yours ready?
Yeah, I got mine. You know, I stay ready, bro.
Okay. All right. You want to fire off first?
Man, yes. Fellas, listen to me. When you're on a road trip with your lady, any trip that you're on in a car with a lady, number one, bring snacks. Snacks are important for a road trip, BD, because it takes so much mental energy to listen, to engage. Like people think, well, everybody knows that they lose energy, just physical energy, from thinking so much. Because you got to navigate the car. You already hurt 6 hours, and you the man, and you got to drive. Secondly, you also got to think about, man, she's gonna want to hold your hand, so you got to practice that left hand driving. And you got to make sure, hey, I need snacks for this trip because we're trying to make it there. I don't like stopping. But with road trips in the future, I'm like, man, let's get there. I'll eat when I get there. Let's just make sure we got snacks in the car so that, I can make sure my arm, and ladies, let your man's arm go sometimes now. Let him get that stretch in. Because, man, it takes work to drive, to make sure you're comfortable and feeling safe. And so my number one is to bring a lot of snacks.
And that's something, it's not one of my points, but just to piggyback off of that, that's an important discussion to have, okay? Some people, like myself included, like to get there.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping for anything.
I don't want to stop.
Okay? If you need to use the bathroom, go to the bathroom before we leave.
Yeah.
Okay? And if we do stop, use the bathroom. Hey, babe, you need to go to the bathroom. Oh, no, I'm good. And then 10 minutes later, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. No, it doesn't work like that.
And we in the middle of nowhere. We black?
Nope. Not going to happen. So those are important discussions to have. Do you, do a person like to make a, stop at different places, tourist traps and restaurants and things like that? Or do you guys have to do a little compromise? So that's something to think about. All right, my number one point.
Mm-hmm.
Music is important.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Now, here's how this works. Whoever's driving controls the music.
And the conditions, the air, and the temperature.
That. The driver is the pilot.
That's it.
Okay?
That's real.
I'm steering this ship. So whatever music I want to listen to, I'm the DJ on this thing. Now, if I decide to cede that responsibility to you, that's well within my rights.
Yeah.
But I'm in control here when it comes to the music, when it comes to the temperature. Okay? That's all me.
Man, there's nothing worse than driving and you got that nice cool breeze and someone has the nerve to turn the air off.
Whoa. Are you behind the wheel?
No.
Do you have the lives of both of us in your hand?
You don't.
I don't think you do. I'm assuming that.
If I'm in a trap mood and I want something that's upbeat, you know what I'm saying? Don't switch it to worship.
I might be about to fall asleep.
Yeah. I might forget where I'm at. I might end up in the presence of God for real because I'm in worship.
I might take both hands off the wheel and get the, you know what I'm saying?
And then
we can't have that.
And then we off the bridge somewhere, and now we fighting on the way to heaven, fighting up through that.
There About to enter the highest form of worship. We about to see him face to face.
And we still arguing. Like, bruh, like I told you not to switch it off for what I was listening to. It's not good. The person who drives controls the sound, the temperature, and when or when not the windows goes up or down. I might need some fresh air.
Absolutely.
So my next one, man, is fellas, make sure you drive. It's that simple.
Okay.
Just make sure you drive. Because, you know, we're logical. You know, ladies are, they have that that intuition. But man, some of that intuition can't be trusted when we're going somewhere that doesn't have, like, we're just free flowing. You drive. You know when to stop. You know, because if you take a nap, we can, I'm not saying women can't last long, but I think for me, I know how to process when to go in and out of traffic. I'm more alert. I'm not saying that Brittany's not alert either. I'm just saying with me in the car, I know for a fact, I know how far this car is from me. I know I want to be in the right lane. I don't want to be full of anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I want to rest. That's why I want to drive, because I don't want to get in the passenger seat. I don't want to be in the passenger seat gripping the handle like this, talking about, Lord, are we going to make it? You know? Just drive, fellas.
Okay.
Just drive. No, not saying ladies can't drive. I'm just saying, bro, at least it's on me. I don't want to end up dead. I just want to make sure we get there. That's all I'm trying to say.
All right. I'm going to piggyback off of that a little bit. So, my number 2 point is, whoever is driving, okay, it's their job to navigate. Now, that doesn't mean that we're, just where you think we should go. Like, your job is to put the address in the GPS, okay, and let me know when turns and things of that nature are coming.
No, BD, don't give them that responsibility, BD.
Let
the lady on the directions tell me, because she's gonna let me know in quarter of a mile, make a right. If you let her guide you, you're gonna be 2 feet away from the turn. Oh, here, babe. No.
That's what happened.
Let the lady lead me. I know you jealous.
And
I know you don't want her leading me. You want to be like, no, that's my man. I want to lead him where we going. I want to give him. No, let her talk. She's gonna let me know while you're talking to me. She's gonna let me know in a quarter of a mile, make a right on East Way Street, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm good.
And that's a fault of mine. I turn that off because it gets on my nerves.
No,
because I feel like they're telling me like 5 different times. My music keeps cutting in. I'll be like, babe, just
okay.
Let me know when a turn is coming.
Do that.
And I've been burned by it. I've been burned. You get in the middle of a turn. Oh, babe, turn here.
We about to die. Listen, and I'll drive an SUV. No, one bad turn, that thing will flip. Listen, I'll let the lady direct me. I want to hear what she got to say. I want her to tell me in a quarter of a mile,
Well, here's another thing that I want to piggyback off of what you said when you talk about men driving.
Yeah.
All right? I talk to my wife about this all the time, and she thinks I'm crazy. But it's a real thing. It's called man instinct.
Speak on it, BD. Speak on it.
Sometimes go down. Sometimes you might be in the country somewhere, and you don't get signal. GPS isn't working. All right? Lady, I need you to understand that we have what is called man instinct, and it never steers us wrong.
Never.
All right, the GPS might not be telling us. I don't need to pull out a map. All right, okay. What I've done, I know generally where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what's north, south, east, and west. I know where I need to turn to get back to where I need to get to.
We look at
man instinct. We can look at the stars. Okay, we can look at the the positioning of the moon. We have man instinct.
We were made from the ground, ladies. We know this terrain. Y'all was made from our rib. Y'all was made from us. So that's all y'all care about is us. Y'all came from our side. That's why y'all can be abundant. We came from the terrain. We know the terrain. We dirt, flesh. Never forget. We came from the dirt.
I'm gonna leave you there. But no,
Ain't it true?
well, it is true. But what I'm saying is, okay, it's man instinct.
Man instinct.
All right. If we're out in the country somewhere and it seems like we've been driving for 2 hours and you haven't seen any kind of civilization, don't worry about it. Just trust it. All right. It's man instinct. And eventually, we're gonna get to where we're supposed to be.
And when you see that man processing face, that man instinct come in, don't talk to us.
You know.
Don't talk to us. We're in our zone.
You see that? You just let me read my book. I'm good.
There you go. Ladies, when you on a trip with a man and you see that processing face, if you don't have anything, you don't got a book bag, you don't got no laptop, you don't got no phone, you don't got no book, you in trouble. Because your woman instincts, because y'all came from us, you're gonna be like, babe, you okay? No, that processing face just means I'm in sync. I'm in sync with my terrain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in sync. Now I know I'm processing. We just passed that McDonald's 4 times. It's okay, babe. I'm processing. I know.
Because each time we pass it, you know,
we got a new intent.
Pick up something different. Exactly.
So when we pass that McDonald's, like, okay, bet. Okay, now we good. Okay, now
bet. All right. So if I make a left and then I make another left, it take me back to the McDonald's.
Take me back. Okay. So then when we go back to it again, okay, on that second left to the third right, I know good and well to make a U-turn and go out the dead end and then make a left. Let us process. Listen, you know, and that brings
man instinct.
And fellas,
you got to roll with it.
And ladies, just read a book. Just let us look stupid. If we look stupid, I bet you won't get there safe.
We'll get there.
Because men know things that are not visible. If we're in the country, we ain't stopping. No, we ain't stopping. If all I see is road, deer, I ain't stopping. No. We gonna stay on this road until I see blacks. I'm just joking. I'm gonna stay on this road until I see ecumenical. What's that word, Kenny? Ecumenicalism, where I see
Kenny,
blacks.
are you still in there? Help us out.
Kenny, are you there? Give us the E word, ecumenicalism. if we see blacks, whites, and Hispanics and Latinos and Asians cohabitating, then we'll stop and ask for directions. But if we're in a neighborhood where we see trees and ropes, keep it straight.
Not ropes.
Listen, if I'm not, I'm telling you, man, nah, man. When it starts getting dark, I'm straight. Daytime, even in daytime, not stopping in those country roads. But my third one, BD, fellas, listen to me. This is very important what I'm about to share with you.
Okay.
Process everything before you get on this road trip. Because she is going to talk to you the whole time. And you're going to have to engage and listen, because your love when you get to the hotel room is predicated on how you listen on the road trip. So you process everything, process the bills, process her birthday, process the next date night, process everything before you take the road trip, and be engaged. Because you're going to be frustrated trying to process life and listen to her the whole time. Because, you know, ladies, when they tell stories, man, we men be like, just tell me exactly what I asked you. You know that, BD. You asked her one question. What we eating tonight? Well, I saw Martha at the grocery store, and then we got some tomatoes. And I was like, no, before you tell me the story, tell me what's on the menu. Because we talked about this before, BD. Because if dinner ain't going to be ready by 8 and it's 4:30, right, stop and get me a rotisserie chicken on the way home. So I need to know, because every time a man asks you a question, we need an immediate answer. Because we asked it for a reason. But fellas, if you, like Brandon, when he gets on this road trip, he's married. So when he gets to New York, his woman is going to be in her feelings. She's going to be in New York City. You know, she's going to probably be more open to, you know, make sure Brandon's taken care of. But if Brandon doesn't process everything before the road trip, she's going to feel like he's not trying to listen, and she ain't going to be wanting to try to listen when he's ready to be listened to.
All right.
So process everything before the trip and give her your undivided attention and your hand. Because that you're not going to be 10 and 2 with your woman. There's no such thing as 10 and 2 with your lady. You better
He
pick.
used to drive in with one hand.
You better pick 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, maybe 6. But there ain't gonna be no 10 and 2. You're gonna have to hold that hand the whole time.
All right. My third point kind of caveats off of that, and it's kind of more in the serious vein, but it is about communication. So take advantage of the opportunity.
Bro, why are you in the deep stuff now? BD.
I have deep stuff on the road journey of life, but this is a good tip.
But I got that on. Okay, go ahead, BD. I had that on mine. Okay, go ahead.
We only take advantage of the opportunity to have important discussions on a long road trip. Okay?
Ooh, BD, hold on. Not too important. This ain't, listen, before you take a road trip, confess your sins, man. Because if you did some wrong, man, 6 hours to the town, you better just cancel the road trip before you get started.
Right, don't even take the road. We need to sit down and talk about some things before we even take this road trip. No, I'm just talking about like especially like if you're married or you're not married. But if you're not married, it's a good time to ask questions about some of the things that we've talked about in previous podcasts. Do you like to cook? Can you cook?
That's true.
Do you want to have kids? How many kids? Like those kind of questions. The question, take Josh's book, The Dating Prep. Take that and ask some of those questions on the road trip. It's a prime, because any other time, we as men, a lot of times we're distracted. We got the PlayStation, going, or, we're watching TV, or we're thinking about work, so sometimes it's kind of hard to have those deep, thoughtful conversations. When you're on the road, you don't really have much to distract you other than the road itself. And if you're on the wide open interstate, it's not really a whole thing about. So it's prime time for you guys to really engage and have those important discussions. So for the actual road trip that you want to talk about, that you want to bring up, men and female. So that would be my advice. That's my third point for taking advantage of a road
But I'm
trip.
telling you right now, if you got dirt, fellas, it's hard to have that lion face when you focus on the road.
Yeah.
Because she gonna hit you with that question. So who's Callie? And you discombobulate.
Yeah.
Who's Martha? And you discombobulate. So if you ain't right, don't bring her on no trip because you wrong, bruh.
Yeah, make sure your life is right, because you don't want to get into some good intimate discussions and then some dirt come up. It's like, oh yeah, and you
3 miles
off
from
the road.
From home, you 3 hours away from home, bruh. Be clean when you start these road trips. Be clean. Because ladies will hit you with those random questions out of nowhere. And you gotta be ready. And when you're driving, you ain't gonna be ready with your lie. You gotta tell the truth.
And that's why
I don't advocate lying. But what I'm saying is your face can't lie, bro. You're gonna start stuttering up, into your face and up. You messed up.
That's why it's great to even have to lie.
Don't even lie. Listen, the best way to avoid lying is not to put yourself in a position to lie.
There you go.
That's why you got to keep your life so simple. The more simple your life is, there's nothing to lie about. You just keep your life simple. Stop sneaking around, fellas. And just because I'm telling you can't. A woman's intuition is undefeated when she's right.
Mm-hmm.
A woman's intuition, boy, that thing will fill your soul, and you be like, oh man. It's not worth it. Because when you're on that road trip, they're gonna wait till you're 3 hours away from home to ask you questions like
that. All right, I think that's it for the short-term road trip. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the road. So this is for my people who are in a relationship, or you are a boyfriend and girlfriend, and you are both, and I say both because sometimes one person said that this is going to be for the long haul, and the other person is not. So make sure that you guys are both on the same page there. A little aside.
Listen. Don't even be on the same page. Make sure you're on the same word, on this in the same sentence, on the same page. You both can be on the same page and be reading something totally different. Be on the same sentence, on the same word, on the same page.
Amen to that. But for those who are in such a relationship, we've got some pieces of advice for the road trip and the journey of life. So let's go ahead and get into that. Josh, you want to start?
Man, let me go ahead and give the people probably one of the most important, top 5 important ones. Man, make sure you have empathy and grace in your relationship.
Okay.
Man, people come into relationships with such high expectations that there is no empathy. Where there is too much expectation, there is no grace or empathy. Your man, your woman doesn't know everything about husbandhood, wifehood. She ain't gonna know everything about motherhood. He's not gonna ever know everything about fatherhood. But if you got someone that's submitted to God and they are in love with God and they're submitted and they're doing their best to love you, you got to make sure you have empathy in your heart. Right now, I don't have any expectations outside of the basic expectation of a relationship. I don't have no expectation for her to cook every night. I don't have no expectation for her to do any. There's no expectations. My goal is to serve and to give empathy in areas where for her to grow, because a lot of people don't allow relationships to grow them. It's important to allow the relationship to nurture and grow you, because it's two people sharing one thing, and anybody who had a sibling or had to share something, they know it's difficult to share. But when you have a servant's heart and you have empathy in your heart and you have grace as your main focus, man, you'll get a lot in return. If you have high expectations, like she has to sex me every night, she has to cook every night, or he has to make this kind of money, or he has to do this, then you're going to miss out on his execution or his endeavor to be a better man, or her being a better woman.
I'm going to piggyback off of that, because that's my first point, basically, is manage your a lot of times, like you said, when you come into marriage, you're expecting certain things. This is what marriage looks like, whether that be from what you saw growing up with your parents, or something that you saw on TV, or just, what you desire, what you want. You're going to have those expectations coming into marriage, and those things might not always be the case. Even when if you see something in that person that you think, is something that's going to continue over the long course of a relationship, once you get into a marriage, those things may or might not, be something they continue over time. It might have been something that, they were just doing kind of to get themselves in the door. It might just be something that they were doing at the time, but situations and circumstances change over the course of a long relationship. Things happen in life. Circumstances change, so people change over the course of a long relationship. So manage those expectations and know that, don't get super caught up on certain expectations that you had, because those things can change.
And like BD's saying, man, things change. That doesn't mean the core expectations are not there. Let's talk about faithfulness, understanding, stuff like that. We're not talking about, the core fundamental expectations of a relationship. We're talking about the add-ons, the add-ons that the world has conditioned us to think this is what relationships should have. You're not going to meet a man. Not every man's going to have a 6-figure job right away, but he got a 6-figure hunt. He got a 7-figure hunt in him. He got that dog in him, not a dog sexually, but he got that entrepreneurial spirit. And so many people, and vice versa. There's a lady who has ambitions and endeavors that a man says, no, I need you home and cooking. That's why you got to make sure you're in a relationship that's confirmed by God and where both parties are fully submitted to God. Because when both parties are fully submitted to God, then when that person is not performing in the way that you don't think the way that they're you think they should, God, when he talks to them, they'll submit themselves to God. So many people are unequally yoked with somebody, married to somebody that doesn't share the same joys and hopes at the core. And now they fighting unnecessary battles to try to find love and squeeze love out of this lemon. And that's why it's best that God, did you confirm it? If you confirmed it, then the confirmation will help you navigate the different nuances and storms and conflicts of life. If there's no confirmation, you're going to be ready to quit on day one. But I'm telling you, BD, people are so hung up on expectation that they have no empathy. They have been indoctrinated with these expectations that if this man doesn't do this, if this woman doesn't do that, then they're out. And you wonder why you're single. Because only Christ meets those expectations. A lot of women are married to Jesus today. That's the only one they're going to be married to. And a lot of men, they just out here single because they're looking for a porn star, not a wife.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, man. A long-term relationship like that, you're not necessarily gonna have your cake and eat it too. Like, you know what I mean? Like the woman or the person or whoever it is that they're not gonna. Guys say they want, a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets, and
something like that.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard to find both. You know what I mean? Like, if you want a woman of God who's gonna be, you know what I mean, take care of your home, take care of your kids.
Get your words out, BD.
I'm getting my words together because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, say anything wrong. But if you're looking for that, then you're not Instagram, chick who's popping it, you know what I mean?
Listen, man, let me
see,
fellas.
Like,
he's right. BD is right. A lot of good, wholesome women don't know how to throw it back like that all the time. You got to give them time to learn and grow with you. A lot of people are looking for these Instagram girls and looking for these perfect figure people. Then if you have that expectation, the moment you see a stretch mark, the moment you see a cellulite, now you messed up mentally. What if her middle toe was longer than the rest of her toes? What if there's something on her and that's who God has for you, and something on her just doesn't look like everybody on Instagram? Because I bet you every person online on the face of this earth has flaws. Most of these people online just hides them well. I'm pretty sure that Instagram lady that you like, her breath probably stinks. She probably doesn't wear deodorant. There's something wrong.
Exactly. And if you do happen to get one of those females that you see on Instagram or whatever with the perfect body and everything like that, that she has going. So,
yep.
Like I said, manage your expectations, know what you're getting, know what's most important, and got to say on that.
That was your first one too, PD?
Yeah, that was my first one too, so you can go ahead.
My number two was communication, man. I know we touched on it a little bit, but I have this saying: where there's no communication, there's no clarity. Where there's no clarity, there's confusion. Wherever there's confusion, there's chaos. The devil, the enemy's after communication between relationships. You have to create a culture of communication in your relationship, a culture where even frustrations can be communicated, faults can be communicated, fears can be communicated. Where there is no culture of communication, then people hold back things they should have shared years ago. There's certain people right now who's holding on to something that if they would have only communicated with their wife or husband early on, the relationship would have been saved. But the other person that may have been sinned against maybe didn't welcome or create a culture of communication where that man or woman felt free and comfortable enough to communicate her problems. So many people forget that when there's confession of sins and prayer for one another, people are healed. If you don't create a culture of communication, how can there be healing? Like, a lot of men are holding on to things. A lot of women are holding on to things. Toxic environment where if they even say that I'm afraid to go further, that the man is going to be like, there you go again, ready to, or the woman's going to be like, oh, you don't love me. It's like, no, like, there's real legitimate fears. There's real legitimate frustrations because we're humans. People want to be married to robots and forget they're marrying humans. You create your boo in a lab. This ain't build a boo. This ain't build a bear. You can't build a boo. Your boo has nuances. Your boo has fears. He's going to have some fears. She's going to have some frustrations. But you got to create a climate, a culture where that person can come to you. Yes, it may sting, but that person may have some legitimate concerns. But if there's no climate of communication, how can there be healing? because I want a relationship, but I do have one where I can say, look, I feel a certain type of way about this. But that doesn't mean it's over. People be crying like, oh, you don't want to be with me. No, I want to, but I have some concerns, and vice versa. But where you don't communicate, there's no clarity. Where there's no clarity, confusion. And where there's confusion, there's chaos. The enemy wants you to have silent frustrations. You hold it in, and bitterness begins to build.
Mm-hmm.
And resentment.
Yeah, and my second point piggybacks off of that as well. My second point is check in regularly with your mate. Check in regularly. Life happens. Like I said, circumstances changes. You have certain events. You have kids. You have job changes. Like all kinds of stuff. You get older. All kinds of stuff happens. And sometimes you get to that point, you get to a point in, your relationship where you're not communicating like you should be, or maybe you get to that point. And that's why you have to make sure that you're checking in regularly with your mate. Like, hey, babe, what's going on? How you feeling? Like, just get a good feel for where they're at. Make sure that they're able to, vent. Sometimes that's all it is just people are waiting for somebody to ask them, what's going on so that they can talk. Maybe they're not just ready to just chill and da-da-da-da-da-da. Maybe, you know what I mean? They're busy. They're engrossed in what they're doing. And they just need you to stop them. Hey, babe, how you doing? What's going on?
And that requires
focus. How you feeling about where we're at right now?
That requires focus. That requires attention. So many people are more focused on their work, their drive, their ambition, that they overlook what's presently in front of them. Like, you got to be so involved with your relationship, so in love, that you know something off. I walk by my lady, she'd be like, man, what you be practicing on the side? You voodoo or something? I'm like, nah, man, I just know, because I'm into you. And if you ain't smiling like you normally smile, if you ain't doing something you normally doing, then I'm going to be like, you good? And I had to learn something too. Like, she asked me the other day, she's like, you happy? And I got offended. I was like, not offended for real, but I was like, girl, you know I'm happy. But I had to realize that women do want to check to make sure you're happy. That don't mean that she thinks that you don't love her. That just means, are you happy with life? And I'm like, girl, yeah, I'm happy. But you just got to make sure those check-ins and welcome those check-ins, and don't be so tough, fellas. You don't have to be tough. But ladies, make sure that you a pillow, not a rock. We don't want a hard rock. We want a pillow to lay our head on and say, babe, I don't know. And you got to be able to say, your man ain't weak. Your man ain't weak. He's just a human being. And fellas, you just got to be so in tune with your woman that you can read what she doesn't say. Woo.
That's exactly right. And that's what I was getting at. Like, you gotta pay attention. You should know your significant other, because that's how you'll know when to check in with them. Mm-hmm. Like, they might not, like you said, they might not say something is wrong or tell you, but and you check in with them because you know them. Like, I tell my wife all the time, like, I know you, boo. You know what I'm saying? When she weekend, if we're going to a certain restaurant, I don't even gotta ask her what she's getting. I know exactly what you want. Yep. I know exactly what toppings you want on there. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then she doesn't know me at all, and she'll always have to ask and get my order wrong all the time. But I'm just saying,
bro, they don't, they're not really into us like they think they are. They be forgetting. They be all right.
They're into us, but they're into like our emotions and stuff. And that's
I'm like,
what we want to share.
No.
To know what I want when I go to Subway.
I'm never gonna like that. Okay? Like, they've been trying to force me with salad. I'm like, I don't do salads. But babe, I don't do salads. I'll put it in a smoothie. I'll get some kale or something, but no, I'm not eating no salad. We ain't changing. So there's some things about men we don't change.
That's true.
Anyway.
That is true. What's your third?
It's my turn?
Yeah, that was my number 2.
My number 3, personal development.
Okay. Personal
development. It ain't nothing worse than anything stale.
That's a good one.
You got to stay fresh. Either you stale or you're fresh. And the best way to be fresh all the time is to work on you, develop you, Be like, you know what? My wife deserves this kind of body. She deserves this kind of mind. She deserves this kind of emotional understanding. She deserves. So I'm going to always endeavor to grow and mature, because when I stop maturing, she stops. She's like anybody. That's normal. When someone becomes stagnant, you get annoyed, especially if you progressive. I'm telling you right now, always look inside yourself and find ways to improve. I'm always going to try to improve, because I know the more I improve, the more attractive I become. And the more attractive I become, the more sex I have, the more love I receive, the more grace that I receive. But if I become stale and start gaining 300 pounds, ain't no woman going to really just get up for joy. She ain't going to want to have sex with you. She ain't going to want to cook for you. You making it hard for her, and vice versa. Ladies, you making it hard for him. You know, men are visual. You don't let yourself go. Talk about let go, let God. God said, I ain't tell you to let go. I ain't tell you let go of your waist. I ain't tell you let go of all this stuff. Like, but at this, are we talking about if you just like, we just talking about women, ladies who are just like, I ain't changing. Right. Fellas, man, like fellas want their woman to like, man, we're visual. We like what. Basically, what I'm saying is, you want to find every way you can improve. You will do whatever it takes to say, babe, I'm going to grow for you, because if I grow and you grow, the marriage grows, and we'll be in love forever.
And yeah, and you can have individual goals for personal development. You can also have goals that y'all set together.
That's real.
Like, how can we improve together as a couple? So you can have the things that you do on your own to get better. And then you guys, hey, maybe you're reading a book, or maybe you're watching, a certain series on how to improve, or, you guys are both interested in real estate, or one of those guys who's into cooking. So you guys cook together. So just professional, development things that you guys can both do together. And then also have the ones that you can improve yourself. But improvement, that's definitely a real.
That's real, man, because you got to improve. Because, man, there ain't nothing worse than someone that doesn't want to improve. You want to be with somebody that grows spiritually, they grow emotionally, they grow mentally, they grow physically, because they become attractive. There's nothing better than seeing the growth of a person. But when someone becomes stale and they don't even turn you on anymore, then somebody else going to flip that switch and turn you on. And then next thing you know, it's just best to just say, we're going to develop together, because we are a marriage that we endeavor for this marriage to be used by God. And we want to live a long life. I don't want to leave my wife because I didn't take care of my eating. I don't want to die of a heart attack or die of a stroke because I couldn't manage my own life. Nah, man, I got the cayenne pepper. I got the drink of champions that I make every day with my blueberries, my cayenne pepper, my turmeric, some pineapple, and some lemon juice. I got the drink of champions. I'm trying to get right, trying to get the skin flawless. I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to level up. Yeah, you still here? Man, bruh, see, you and your technology, brother, you don't get it, do you? Bruh. Anyway. Well, maybe Brandon's not frozen to you guys. In soon. You'll come back in. Don't worry about it. All right, what's your number 3? Oh, we lost you. Let me find you, BD. Let me go on. Once again, guys, I'm the professional one. BD's rarely ever professional. Yeah, thank you, Terrence. Brandon's connection needs to level up. Oh, man, my bad, Kenny. I'm bringing in the wrong person. Kenny, you want to come into the podcast? All right, guys. Here comes Brandon again.
I'm back.
Man, did you put the moon on, bro?
Let's see if I click out of this.
No. Just swipe up. Just naturally swipe up, and you'll.
It's not letting me. Oh, maybe I have to swipe from. It's not working. Oh, there it is.
Put the moon on, BD.
I got it.
All right, what's your number 3, BD?
All right. My number 3 is to keep a God-based perspective. And that's one of the most important things in a marriage or a long-term relationship, is to keep that godly perspective. Like I said before, and the Bible says it itself. Like, bad things are gonna happen, unfortunately. You know, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to talk about that part of it. Bad things happen, and over the course of the marriage, you have to keep that perspective. Like, things could always, number one, things could always be worse. But you always have to know that no matter what, God is in control of the situation. You know, we can't always see what's going on. We can't always see, you know, what he's working. He might be, I mean, he's playing chess and we're playing checkers. So
That's
he's,
real.
you know, 5 or 6 moves ahead. He knows where he's trying to get us. And there's certain things that we might have to go through for him to get us there. So you have to keep that godly perspective, and you have to make sure that your spouse has that godly perspective as well. Because if one person doesn't have that perspective and one does, you still, you got a flat tire. You guys still aren't moving forward.
Listen, man.
So you guys have to make sure you both have that. You understand that things happen in life. God is still in control, and we're going to keep it pushing no matter what.
You're not smarter than God. You're not bigger than God. Just because you have some responsibility doesn't mean God ain't sovereign. Doesn't mean that God ain't in control. And you got to make sure y'all both are in love with God. God is the glue of all relationships. Where there's no, the relationship or marriage will self-destruct. God created the union with him being in the midst, because he's the one that knows to communicate to her and to communicate to him. He'll teach you how to be gracious. He'll teach you how to be kind. He'll teach you how to be patient within the relationship. And when God is not in the relationship, or the two parties are not keeping a godly perspective on things, then man, that stuff gonna be so unbalanced, and that ship is gonna sink. Any relationship with God, without God as the captain, will sink.
Very true. Very true. All right. Did you have any more?
That was it. I only had 3, man. Listen, man, you follow these good guys guidelines, man, to relationships on the road to a location or on the road of life. I promise you. Now, I ain't gonna promise you like LeBron promised you. But I'm promise you right now, y'all gonna make it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So we're going to keep a moving segment of the podcast, which is Smash or Pass.
Right.
All right. And as usual, we're not talking about would you smash or pass another female. We guys podcast. We hold ourselves to a higher moral standard. We are talking about food. Would you smash or would you pass? This week's Smash or Pass comes from a restaurant in New York City that I will probably be going to within the next couple of days.
All right.
All right. The restaurant is called Black Tap, and they serve milkshakes. Well, they serve a lot of things, but the thing that they're most known for are their extravagant milkshakes.
Okay. Extravagant. So we're talking about like premium, like Whole Foods.
No, nothing like Whole Foods.
Okay, I'm listening though. My ear's still open.
Does Whole Foods have milkshakes?
You just said premium. You said something about like extravagant. I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was extravagant was equal to premium.
Does Whole Foods have milkshakes? Is my question.
No, they have milk.
Okay.
They have ice cream.
Okay. Thank you. That wasn't the question, but okay. Thanks.
Well.
So I'm gonna read. So they've got like regular shakes. They've got the regular chocolate, vanilla, coffee, black cherry, strawberry, caramel, peanut butter, Oreo, cookies, and cream. But they have crazy shakes.
Okay.
That are
how crazy are they, BD?
I'm gonna read some of the descriptions.
Okay.
They've got all right. So they've got the sweet and salty peanut butter shake.
I'm good.
Which is like a chocolate frosted rim with chocolate gems and peanut butter cups, topped with the sugar daddy pretzel rods, chocolate covered pretzel.
As soon as they said sugar daddy, I'm done. I don't want no sugar daddy in my drink. What I look like? Can I get the sugar daddy pretzel? I don't want that.
I'm good on that one. All right, I'm gonna read some that look really good.
Okay.
All right, so they've got the cookie shake. It's a vanilla frosted rim. So the cup, they like frost the rim in like vanilla frosting. Okay. They've got cookie crumbles on that, topped with a cookie which is like 2 chocolate chip cookies, and they've got
inside the milkshake.
It's like on top of the milkshake. cookies, chocolate chips, whipped cream, and chocolate drizzle.
Okay.
And it's vanilla ice cream.
Okay. Okay.
You've got the Brooklyn Blackout.
No, I don't know about that, but that sounds dangerous. That sounds like on the dead end street.
That sounds like a dead end street.
That sounds like a
right
dead
there.
end street, BD. The Brooklyn Blackout. Nah, brother, I pass on that, brother. I don't want no bullets.
You ain't even heard it.
Gunpowder.
Right. Gun.
Frosted with gunpowder.
It's a chocolate frosted rim with mini chocolate chips, topped with a chocolate brownie, whipped cream, and chocolate drizzle. And that's...
Oh, no. I'm curious. I'm interested, but...
The Brooklyn Blackout's a little too hardcore for you?
Too hardcore. The gentrified Brooklyn or the Brooklyn?
Wow. Okay. All right. This is one that I will probably be getting, but it says it's limited quantity per day, so I don't know if I will be getting it. It's the cake shake. The cake.
Hey.
It's a vanilla frosted rim with rainbow sprinkles.
See, I'm done. Steve. These people right here. I'm done. I'm not about to do a Brooklyn Blackout and a rainbow shake. And walk out of the store with a rainbow shake and see what people think of you.
I'm not gonna walk out of the store with this shake.
Or eat it in the store and see what people think of you. I would tell them, can I have the rainbow shake? Can I have the cake shake without the rainbows?
Without the rainbow sprinkles?
Without the rainbow sprinkles. Nah, I'm good with the rainbow sprinkles.
It's like a birthday cake, like milkshake. I mean, it's supposed to be that.
Rainbows, bro?
It's rainbow sprinkles. It's topped with a funfetti cake slice. So it's they got like a big old like wedge of cake just sitting on top of the milkshake.
Okay, I thought it was like rainbows like all around the stuff.
Whipped cream, rainbow sprinkles, and a cherry. You have to Google it. Let me Google it right now, BD. I hope this don't. Please Google it.
So where am I going? What's the website? BrooklynBlackout.com?
Not at all. It's blacktapnyc.com.
blacktapnyc.
Or you can just Google Black Tap and just go to menu. Actually, I don't know. Matter of fact, yes. Google Black Tap milkshake and just do images.
Black Tap milkshake. Do they have almond milk as a substitute?
No, Josh. I would never, ever consider that as an option.
Man, this rainbow one, is this the one you're talking about?
Probably.
Bruh, man. Oh, no. This looks good, BD.
Right.
Whoa. How much is this thing?
Right. $15.
Yeah. I'm not about to pay $15 to be having bubble guts, BD.
Boy.
Nah, I'm not paying. That's guaranteed. Nah, bruh. I'm good. I can listen. I'll make my own milkshake at the house. You know what I'll do?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give me some organic brownie mix. Give me the organic vanilla bean ice cream. And live my best life. I'm living my best life. I'm not paying these $15 for these milkshakes. I'm living my best life. I ain't about to pay $15 for a milkshake, bruh.
I mean, it's like 2,000 calories.
Nah, bruh. I'm good, man, because I can't really tolerate, like, that thing like diabetes in a glass, BD.
It does.
I'm straight, BD. I pass.
I'm going to smash it. And I'm going to take a picture.
Which one?
I'm going to put it on Instagram.
Which one are you getting? Because you ain't hood, so you're not getting the Brooklyn Blackout. You're going to get that
I'm going to get the
cake shake?
Definitely going to get, absolutely, with the rainbow sprinkles. Extra sprinkles.
Whoa, BD. Do you have a now?
I like sprinkles.
Sprinkles don't even do nothing. Like, sprinkles don't even have a flavor. Like, why you like sprinkles? You're a grown man.
You're right. It's texture, Josh. Texture. If you're a food connoisseur, you would understand. Okay? It's about the texture.
But it's sprinkles. They don't do nothing. There's no burst of flavor. There's no joy on your taste buds from sprinkles.
I mean,
you lived a great life. You lived a great life when sprinkles is a joy for you.
You know you lived to grow on your ice cream as a kid because
I didn't have sprinkles on. I don't think I had an ice cream. All my ice creams was in a bowl. I don't think I had a waffle cone ice cream until the only kind of cone I had was the cone from McDonald's. If you're lucky, if you like the cone like that they had at birthday parties, when I had a waffle cone for the first time, I was at Cramerton by then. That's 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah, if you're growing up in the hood,
Man, your
or a less
mama
fortunate
gonna be
situation,
like, we ain't
your
getting no
mother
sprinkles.
we're not getting sprinkles. There's no taste. There's no taste. You don't have time to pay extra for decorations.
Nah,
okay?
man, you
Either
get
you want
nothing.
the ice cream or you
Listen,
don't.
you got that big tub that got the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, all of the same.
That's what you
that's
get.
that big tub, BD. What you want, baby? Mama, look at it. What you want?
What you want?
Chocolate.
There you go. That's the only.
That's the only one that was
You want vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry?
Bruh, when I went to the all-white school at Cramerton, they had gummy bears. They had crushed Oreos. I was like, "What does this go on your ice cream?" I was like, "On your ice cream? You mean to tell me there's sprinkles? There's a little jar of sprinkles, little jar of gummy bears, little jar of M&Ms, little jar." I'm like, all I got was one scoop Azzy. That was it. My mom was like, one scoop.
One scoop.
And then, but the thing about it is, you pour when you got that what's that orange ice cream, the sherbet? What's that thing called?
I know what you're talking about.
Man, that's all we had was that orange looking thing, man. And the only time I had ice cream was when the ice cream truck came in the neighborhood. And the push-up pops. That was it.
Those things are so weak.
I'ma slap you, BD. I'ma slap you. That's all I could afford was the push-up. You know the push-up ice cream was cheap? Oh, you wanted that little what's that, Superman with the red at the bottom, the white and the blue tip? No, I couldn't.
Man, I had the Choco Taco. That's what I used to get.
Chocolate taco. The chocolate taco. All I had was the push-up pop. And that was it.
It's the Choco Taco. Choco Taco.
Bruh, you grew up so the Choco Taco
Mm-hmm.
on the ice cream truck.
It was good. It's like a chalupa, but with chocolate.
See, LeBron? Kids like me would never be able to know what a Choco Taco is. You mean to tell me you had a fancy premium ice cream at the age of 8? You mean to tell me your local ice cream truck offered you premium ice cream like that? Only thing I saw on the ice cream truck was like 3 options. I don't remember that option, BD. Oh, was your ice cream truck like clean and polished? Mine didn't even have. Mine just had the pictures on the side, and half the pictures was swiped off. So you had to remember what kind of ice cream it was. You couldn't even see the prices because the prices were scratched off. So your ice cream truck had a white man driving that had a nice little suit, tucked in shirt. Hey, how may I serve you guys? Ours was we couldn't even trust the person driving, but we just made sure that it wasn't open previously.
Had hip hop playing.
Yeah, that thing was coming in the hood. We ain't had no ice cream truck theme song. That thing put not Louisville, but Lil Wayne and the East Side Boys.
Lil Wayne.
I was like, oh, that's an ice cream truck. Is that my neighbor?
The block is hot.
Yeah, I was like, is that the neighbor or the ice cream truck? Bro, listen, listen. Honestly, I don't even think my ice cream truck ever made a sound like the ice cream truck. That thing was broke. Anyway.
Hey, man.
You had a premium. I'm passing, bro. I'm sticking for all the hood people out there who keeps their ice cream simple.
Not eat one of these delicious milkshake desserts.
Not for $15. 2,000 calories. I'll just get that Oreo. I'm like, man, y'all got a small Oreo milkshake? Do y'all give extra Oreo? If not, I might as well just go to Cookout and get me an ice cream shake.
I mean, it's not something that you're going to do every day. It's like, like I'm going to New York City. I'll probably never go there. But when in New York, you got to do as the New Yorkers do.
I mean, I might do it, man. I'll tell them to hold off on the rainbow stuff.
I'll probably just share it. Like, I'll probably share it with my wife. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. No, now see, now, that's real. If you're going with your wife, you that's something you do. But if I was just in New York and I wanted the ice cream, I wouldn't go. The ladies would love it because the gals will love it because they'll be like, oh, this is so cute. Look at the little cake on top of it, all that stuff. And then, you just got to give her the first fruits. And fellas, remember that. When you share anything with a woman, she gets the first fruits, man.
What?
She's just going to take, like, women always take the biggest chicken tender, your favorite fry. I tell fellas, listen. Eat your food before you give her your food. Like, when you go pick up the food, you eat yours in the car.
Wow.
I'm just joking. But you eat yours in the car, and then when you bring it in, here's yours, babe. Where's yours? Oh, babe, I smashed it on the way to the house. They always do that. They be like, oh, I like that chicken tender. They grab your biggest one. That's why I used to be the guy to save. I used to be the guy. Oh, man, I used to be the guy to save it to last. No.
No, I go in. As soon as I get to the crib, I'm normally the one that goes and gets the food. I get my portion first.
Listen, man, a king's share.
Exactly.
All right, BD, man. I think I'll smash if the lady's there. But I'm passing.
Conditional smash.
Huh?
Conditional smash.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. Some things that are so fancy are best when it's simple. All this extra stuff, I'd be like, man, why are you putting all these sprinkles and rainbows everywhere? But you know what? I'll get the Brooklyn blackout because I'm gangster like that.
Yeah, just get the Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna get the Brooklyn blackout and see if they can give me a side of crushed Oreos.
They can. They got the Oreo shake.
I'll do the Brooklyn blackout. I want that brownie up top. But I like crushing my Oreos into it. I like to determine the chunks that I put in my milkshake.
Okay. All right, bet. Ladies and gentlemen of the Good Guys Podcast, let us know if you would smash or pass the black tap milkshakes. And hop in the comments and let us know.
Whoops.
I will probably, if I go there and I get to get one, I'll put it on my Instagram. And so check it out there.
Boy, if you get that, you can get that rainbow BD.
I'm going to be tearing it up. All right. Last topic of today. Back by popular demand. I almost didn't bring it back because nobody said anything. But at the last minute, someone came through in the comments and said, bring back One's Gotta Go.
I tell you. The Bible says if one, he'll leave the 99.
Mm-hmm. So with that said, One's Gotta Go is back. All right. So this week's One's Gotta Go. These are, I don't know how to describe it. It's just individuals in your life, I guess. Okay. So one of these individuals, one of these options has to go.
Okay.
The first one, a good barber, or for the ladies, I'll throw in a beautician. That one barber where they can get your lineup right. You know what I'm saying? That won't cut against the grain and cut your hair too low. That one barber from Kenny that can get the, you know what I'm saying, the Beijing in there, you know, with the, okay. So you're probably not going to prioritize this one too hard.
This is an easy list for me, BD.
This is why I went away. It's so hard.
BD, I've been working on I've been rocking this John the Baptist for a long time. I've been rocking.
Pretend that you still have the hairline.
Okay. So we're going back to when I was 22, 21, 23.
There you go.
Okay.
Take it back to the early 20s. Okay.
Kenny said my barber stays.
I'm trying to say it's real.
Let's the rest of this list though.
The second one. A good pastor, or we'll throw in life coach. Good.
You sound like a secret friendly advertiser.
I be trying to toss them to you, man. All right. A good friend, like a true friend, or the last one, a good significant other. So you've got your barber. Your barber or beautician, a good pastor, a really good friend, or a really good significant other. You can have 3 of them. One of them's got to go.
Off the gate, bro.
Okay.
Good barber has to go because I can cut my own. I need a good pastor that can hold me accountable, that can teach, that can make me on the right path. I need a good friend. I need a friend that's just closer than the brother. That's Jesus. Okay. My bad. Hold up. Yeah, I need a good friend. I need a good friend because, hey, life is about relationships. And I got a great significant other, so I have to keep that. A barber has to go. The barber. Smart man, y'all gonna hate me when I'm married, bro. Y'all not gonna like me. I've been waiting. Boy, a good barber has to go, man. Listen, the John the Baptist look is working for me, man.
But what if, take it back to your early 20s, though? You did other at that point.
But this is forever.
And you still had a hairline.
This is forever, though. But a hairline can't keep you warm or don't know how to. Well, let me stop.
That hairline can get you that significant other down the road. You
need a good pastor, though, because there's a lot of bad pastors out there. And you need a good friend. But I guess your best friend is your significant other. So I guess you can let your good friend go. But your significant other can't be like a guy friend. There's a uniqueness in friendships with the guy friend and your wife. So the barber has to go. It's that easy. Okay. You cut your own hair, so the barber can go.
Well, I'm taking it on from the perspective that I don't cut hair. So barber, beautician, good pastor, good friend, good significant other. All right, so yeah, I'm taking it back to my early 20s before I started cutting hair. So yeah, a good haircut has always been important to me. I would always get my hair cut like every week.
Yeah, because you could afford it.
So, I mean, I had a job.
I'm talking when you was a kid.
I'm not talking about that. Like, my parents paid for it then. I didn't get my hair cut every week when I was a kid. They weren't paying for that.
That's real.
So, I'm going to say a good pastor.
BD.
It's got to go.
BD.
The reason...
BD.
Look.
It's okay. It's okay. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last podcast. I'm just joking. A good pastor has to go.
If one's got to go.
So you'll pick a barber over a good pastor?
I need my lineup to be fresh.
But on the straight and narrow, BD.
I can be on the straight and narrow. I don't need a pastor to tell me that I'm on the straight
and narrow. No, I'm not saying you need a pastor to tell you on the straight and narrow, but we're talking about teaching. We're talking about what happens if you need counseling. Who's going to counsel you? Or who's going to bury you? So if there's no pastor, who's marrying you? When you die, who's going to bury you? Who's what the script says, who's going to be held accountable to watch over your soul?
When I get married, how am I going to be up there with a jacked up lineup?
But you got love.
For the rest of my life, I got to live with those pictures.
You got love.
Do I? Or will she be enticed away by someone with a fresh line?
Listen, bro. Listen. You still holding on to your early 20s, bro. You still...
I'm just saying.
I understand there ain't no good pastors up there in New York for you. I understand it's been a minute.
Not here in Watertown.
Yeah, because you watered down.
But here's the thing. I mean, some people like put too much value.
Mario says we need to pray for Brandon. Let's pray for Brandon. Father God.
I love the Lord.
Prayers. You don't even want my prayers now. You apostate. You devil worshiper, Brandon. What you going to New York for? God. You going to go sell your soul? That's what you doing in New York?
I love the Lord, but
you love your barber. You love your barber better.
Okay. Did people need to read the word for themselves? Some people, all they know is what the pastor told them about.
I'm just telling you, when you have a good connection with a good pastor, you'll see the benefits. Like what Pastor Gould. I mean, without Pastor Gould, man, as far as counseling, I don't even know where Brittany and I's relationship would be today. Without good counseling, I don't know where I would be when it comes to teaching. It's like every person in life, you have a barber to cut your hair, right? You have a trainer to train you. You have different people to assist different aspects of your life. And the same is with a good pastor. I'm not talking about the Instagram pastors. We're not talking about the social media pastors. We're talking about a good, solid person that you can run things by, that can pray for you. It's deeper than just physical. There's a spiritual covering that you gotta have. Someone that in a moment's notice, God can send to pray for you. Like when I started, maybe it's different for me because starting a church but I think a barber over like what that barber gonna be cussing.
All right. Here's the thing. In my defense, I've never had that kind of relationship with a pastor. It's always just been I go to church.
It's very valuable,
and
I think that's why the position of pastor has been so watered down because a pastor is not just a teacher. A pastor is not just what they do celebrity wise.
Thank you,
Kenny. You can stream. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. But that's where I'm coming from. I've never had that relationship where I actually like talk one-on-one to the pastor. I just hear them preach, and I'm like, I can stream a pastor. But I can't stream a barber. I need somebody to get the line up right. I need somebody who's not going to cut against the grain. They can keep the waves right. They can give me the 1.5. You know what I'm saying? Keep it dark for the waves.
Keep it against the grain, but you're going with the grain. You're going with the grain with your life. You over there saying, "Hey man, don't take me back." Kenny used to be like, "Don't take me back past here." Kenny Kenny used to get so mad when they take his line back. You and Brandon, you and Kenny must have been kindred, brothers. Hey, bro,
man,
once I'm telling you,
can't have messed up.
That's why you ask God. It's important to have a good, sound teaching pastor, a pastor who is a pastor, a shepherd, who operates in from a biblical standpoint. But you in New York, you about to sell your soul. As long as we get our podcast up and running. I'm just joking. Nah, I'm just joking, man. BD, I'm gonna pray for you, man.
Hop in the comments. All right. I bet there's some of the ladies out there they're gonna be like, "Oh, I got to have my beautician so she can get my wig right, or she can get, put in my what are those braids? I don't know. My wife has them. I can't think of the name, but put in my braids right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but she can put in braids, but you still tangled out here in this world system.
Oh my God.
Now I'm not saying it's all about the pastor. Now I'm talking about I have a good one that calls me, that texts me, that checks in on me, that I can be able to call back, that I can run ministry ideas by, that I can run business ideas by. Someone that's seasoned. There's a benefit. Now I understand where you're coming from. There ain't a lot of good pastors out there, but if you come back to Charlotte, just schedule me with Pastor Gould.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like an incredibly fruitful relationship that you have, but I would venture to say that a lot of people don't have that intimate of a relationship.
And that's sad. And that's the state of that's why you can't trust these Instagram social media pastors that's that's putting pressure on good people to focus more on their teaching platform versus discipleship, people building platforms.
Pastor really does the pastor have time to have that intimate of a relationship with everybody?
That's why that's why you set up a system. You slow your ministry down. If your ministry is focused on growth, of course you're not going to be able to disciple and do all that stuff. But if you're a discipleship-minded person, then you will raise up people, and you yourself will make sure that you remember when we went to Victory back in Tulsa? Billy Joe Dirty used to go into the back and shake everybody's hand. Like a person, like you remember he remembered my name when I was walking out of the building. Like there's something about, like, even the Bible says that the shepherd will leave the 99 for one. That means he has a relationship even for the one stray. That, I just think there's and as a person that's probably going to be a pastor one day, I see why it's important to care about people versus the branding of a ministry. A lot of these preachers, they build it big so they don't have to do anything. So they want to be the lead pastor, they want to be the teaching pastor, but they don't want to be a pastor, like shepherding, watching over people's souls.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate, and I feel you. I think you showing off the temperament that a lot of people have because we're missing what God gave us as a gift to the body, which is a pastor. He gave 5 gifts: the apostle, the prophet, the evangelist, the teacher, and the pastor. Those are gifts to us. But when people don't operate in that gift, people don't have nobody to counsel them, bury them, marry them, correct them, challenge them. Everybody wants a homeboy for a pastor.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good discussion. Good discussion. Hop in the comments and let us know. I will
BD was like,
screw.
It's like a Migos track on that point right there. Screw. You skirt right through that. BD was like, well,
I will not be adopting the Joshua Ezzy John the Baptist. I will not be shaving my head. So I need my barber.
There's going to come a day where your barber ain't going to be able to help you. There's going to come a day where your wife ain't going to understand you. There's going to come a day where a good friend, and you're going to wish that you had somebody who's seasoned to talk to. BD, I can be that for you. You want me to be your coach? Would you come?
There you go. I've got you for that.
Nah, bro. Because you don't even listen to me now. You don't even listen to me now. What would you rather? What would you rather have, a good lineup or a good pastor? Like that's the question. You said a good pastor. You didn't say a pastor. You said a good pastor. What does Kitty say?
Barbara say the apostle.
Kitty, don't you lead this man astray.
Hey man, Kitty got my back on this one, man.
Kitty ain't gonna have your back.
Kitty
ain't gonna have your back when you standing before God, and God gonna be like, pastors, huh?
God gonna be like, you good? You spend time in your word.
Do you spend time in your word?
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with having community and having a person that can help you. Not saying that's your sole source, but you would rather have a good barber versus. So if you had the opportunity to have a good pastor, would you rather have a good pastor or a good barber? I'm talking about a good pastor that's in your life, invested, there for you. Which one would you pick?
I mean, like,
BD,
do I then have a bad barber?
Do you idolize your hairline?
I'm just gotta be right. Like, what, do I have a bad barber? Like, do I have a bald head?
If you
like,
what which person is better? A good solid pastor who's there for you, who's invested in your life, who's corrects you, who God uses to help you become the man that you are, or a barber that's just good at the lineup, his fingers smell like all that stuff. Which one would you pick? And it's okay to be honest.
I mean, I got my pops, you know what I'm saying? I can go to him, best in my life. He can give me spiritual advice, and I can keep my barber. It depends on your situation. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I need my lineup fresh, man. I need my lineup.
Jump in the comments box. And in the comments box, just put a little prayer down there for Brandon.
Put the praying hands. Hey, I've told y'all, God ain't through with me yet. All right?
Boy,
he's working on it.
Has he started?
But I got to be fresh.
Oh, right, man, that's going to put the Lord.
Hop in the comments.
Man,
I know I'm not alone on
pruning
this.
Is coming.
Kenny has already. Kenny has already made it aware. I'm not alone.
Oh man, now
if your barber or your beautician is more important to you, hop comments. It's okay. All right. Make sure you spend time with God and you have a personal relationship with God. But hey, maybe you need to make sure that your edges is laid correct.
Principles. You would rather have a good barber versus a good pastor.
I've never had. I won't say I've never had a good pastor, but I've never had that kind of relationship.
I'm saying if you had the opportunity to have that.
That's tough, man.
I feel you. You talking to someone who's been rocking the John the Baptist get up for about a good 3-4 years now.
Yeah, like, you know, you got the head for it. Like, you've seen my head. If I go, I can't do it.
It's all good, BD. It's all good, man.
I did say line up before Jesus. A good pastor.
Well,
I feel like
no. I understand. There's a big difference between the two. But I'm just saying, when you have that resource, it's a good resource. And they're not just saying that resource is better than God, not even close. But it's good to have you can go through marriage counseling with that can kind of give you perspectives that's lived 30 or 40 years longer than you. That can kind of give you not some. We ain't talking about someone that's like a tyrant or a pharaoh or someone dictating your life, but someone that can give you hey, what you think about this? But I'm in a different lane. I'm in ministry, so it's a very valuable resource for me. So we do want to make the distinction. I know you love Jesus, man. I just know I've experienced having a good relationship with the pastor. It doesn't come before my relationship with God, but it's definitely a good resource to say, hey, what do you think about this? That I can actually text him and say, hey, man, I'm going through this. I've had a situation. I got this. What you think? How did you move? Like that's what I'm saying. But when you're in Watertown, New York, but who would you say your favorite teaching minister? Let's just joke. Let's not go there. Anyway, BD loves the Lord. I think
that's a tough one.
I believe he's saved. He's saved. Loves his line. He loves his line.
Sorry.
But
full disclosure, my dad is also a pastor, so it's kind of like
you're good then. If
I'm coming from, it's hard for me to come from. I'm trying to. It's hard for me to come from.
I'm just joking, BD. I'll mess with you. Your dad is awesome, bro. But you got that. You're fine. So who would you pick? Who would you pick? Your dad or the barber?
Don't make me choose.
Oh, but no. You know what, BD? You know
easily the relationship easily.
All right then. Easily. Then let your barber go. You got your dad.
That's why I cut my own hair. All right, hop in the comments. Let us know which one's got to go. What were the 4 options? Get a good barber beautician, a good pastor, a good friend, or a good significant other. Let us know how you feel about it. Other than that, Josh, do you have your weekly nugget of truth?
Yeah, man. Just make sure you take care of your words. When you make a promise, make sure you think the promise all the way through. Make sure that when you tell someone that you would like to do something for them, that you think about their well-being. Be a man of your word. Be a woman of your word. And just make sure that you're a promise keeper. Make sure your yeses are yes and your nays are nays. That you make sure that your words are as solid. And unlike your boy LeBron James made a promise. He didn't think his promise all the way through.
But he kept his promise.
Oh, he kept his promise. He delivered on the bike. But he didn't deliver on the protection of that bike. That's all I got, BD. I did a 2-hour podcast early on today. I'm tired. If you want a nugget of truth, go to my other podcast, the Plug Podcast. Gave a lot of truth there.
All right. Well, that's all we got today. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Hey, we're up to 82 or 83 subscribers. I want to get us to triple digits. I want to get us to 100.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy the podcast, go to YouTube, type in the Good Guys Podcast. The full version of the podcast is only posted there on the Good Guys page. Okay, so check it out there. Like it, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the podcast so that way you can be made aware anytime we do put out a new podcast. Like I said, Josh is consistent. I'm not. So we never know when the podcast is going to come out. Normally it's Tuesdays, but it may be a different day. All right, so subscribe so you know when the podcast is coming out. Other than that, we have got nothing else for you. I hope you guys enjoy your week and your weekend. Until next week, I am Brandon Dixon. He is Joshua Ezzy. We're the Good Guys Podcast, and we are out.
Peace.